You are being programmed right now, not by an external force, not by an algorithm, or by you. Every conversation you have, every piece of content that you consume, every time you say, I'm trying to be disciplined, instead of saying, I am becoming a disciplined operator, you're writing a code, and that code is running your life. So for you, the busy professional, the parent that is juggling life, relationships, and your business as an entrepreneur, the business owner, the executive, the question isn't, am I programming myself? The question is, what am I programming myself into? My name is Yinka, an identity first performance strategist. And today I will give you the 5-step reality recode process. And by the end of this video, you will have the framework that you can start using today to start rewriting the script that's been running your identity on autopilot. Stay with me and let's take this walk together. Before we go further with this, I would really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and share with as many people as possible. You've been doing this. I really appreciate it. For those of you that are watching this for the first time, please, let's make that happen. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the story for the day. I'll be sharing with you today about a client I worked with. Let's call her Nia for now. Nia is a senior leader and a high performer by every external measure you can think about. But she came to me stuck. So here's what she said. I know what I need to do, but I find it difficult to put consistency into it. Does that sound familiar? Have you come across that before? You see, the thing is, there is a difference between the doing and the being. And the gap between the knowing and the doing is something that is very common with high performing professionals wherever you see them. Why? Because that knowing has to be translated to doing. And most of the time it stops at the knowing. So here's what I told Nia. Nia, you might think that this is about discipline or maybe you are lazy. No, you are not. It's more about an identity alignment. And maybe you don't have that yet. Does this apply to you? So when you look at it, where are you coming from in your own journey? Are you feeling stuck? Do you feel that you're not consistent enough? Nia was performing the actions of someone who she really wanted to become. But the thing is that she was narrating herself as someone who struggled. She would wake up in the morning and the internal script said, let's see if we can stay consistent with who we said we are going to be or with what we say we are going to do. Sounds familiar again. And so that one sentence that she put in, unconscious, yes, habitual, absolutely, it was enough to undermine whatever strategy she already had. You know what? We didn't need to fix the habit. We only recorded the identity and everything followed from there. Let's get to the science of this. Here's what neuroscience tells us, that your brain is neuroplastic, which means it's literally changing the structure based on what you repeatedly think, feel, and do. The Hebbian theory puts it this way, that neurons that fire together wire together. This is the same mechanism here. Every time you run a thought pattern, you are literally carving a neural pathway in your brain structure or your brain architecture. But here is something. Thoughts alone don't rewire you. Emotions do. This is where the reset starts. The limbic system, your brain's emotional processing center, supercharges memory and learning. So when you attach emotion to a thought, especially a future identity thought. You are accelerating neuroconditioning. You are making this new version of you more real to your brain. Let that sink in a bit. And this is the bridge between intention and transformation. It's not willpower, it's not the hustle. This is emotionalized repetition of the identity of who you are becoming. You see, the brain doesn't know the difference between who you are and who you practice being. It doesn't know the difference between what happens for real and what you vividly imagine. This is baseline. This is where we start from. If you're still watching and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button and like it too. So let's go into the 5-step reality recode process. This is where the beautiful journey begins. We dive straight into step 1. Audit the data. Before you can record anything, you need to first audit what's currently running. I actually have a 7-day challenge that helps you to get this really into your system. It's called Scratch the Disk, the old disk. And if you want access to that, just let me know. Just type in Scratch the old disk, and I'll send you how you can access that in the comments below. So let's audit what's running. Ask yourself, what am I feeding myself daily? Your conversations, your self-talk, your environment, your content diet, the expectations about yourself. These are all inputs. And all of this are programming you whether you like it or not. This is the first step you take. Step 2, upgrade the script. Now we start rewriting. And the upgrade happens here at the identity level, not at the behavior level. It happens at the being level, not at the doing level. And there's a world of difference between saying, I am trying to be disciplined, versus I am becoming the disciplined operator. You can see the difference. One is hope, the other one is declaration. One keeps you outside, the other one installs you in as the person who already lives there. It installs you as the person who already stays in that zone. And then we go to step 3, emotionalize it. Let's bring the emotions in. And many high performers, this is where the break comes. This is where the gap is, because they have not learned how to really bring the emotions into this. You cannot intellectualize yourself into resetting and rewiring your identity. You see, that's the reason why affirmations don't really work. I don't really believe in affirmations just words. I believe more in the incantation. You say the words, or with the power that generates it. Emotions. So once you bring the emotions in, everything changes. This is where we go from just saying something to feeling it. But that feel brings a certain level of vibration in our brain so that your subconscious can just receive it and say, okay, it looks like this is what this person really wants. When you say your identity statement, this is who I am this, you have to feel that. That emotion that you feel is what sets the conditioning process and anchors it for you. Because the more emotions you feel and you put into it, the more physiological you become about it. That's when you know that your brain is picking it. The emotion is what creates the pathway to really making it stick long term. This is what we call conditioning, consolidating, and anchoring at the same time. This emotional charge is what really makes this pathway. Get started with it and run it today. See how it makes you feel. Then let's dive straight into step 4. Act from the new identity. Here's the question that changes everything. You can ask, what would the disciplined version of me do right now? No, not tomorrow. Now. Not when I feel ready. Now. And then when you ask that question, take the action, because the action is not just the productivity. No, what it's doing is that it is reinforcing that identity, is the proof that that identity works. So when you exercise that muscle of taking action, then you get into the realm of becoming that person as you've stated it to be. But it starts with a question. What will that disciplined version of me do right now? I don't have to feel good about it. I just got to do it. And every time you act from a new identity, you're sending signals to your brain saying, this is who I am. This is who I am. And then the final step, step 5, reinforce the evidence. Your identity is built on evidence, and every aligned action is proof. Proof builds belief. Belief solidifies identity. And identity, it shapes every single decision you take from here. This is not motivation. This is the architecture. This is the structure. This is the framework. It's the reinforcement that gets you going, that gets you progressing. You are literally building the new version of yourself, one aligned action at a time. So here's something I want to leave you with. You, the high performer, the entrepreneur, the parent who's juggling, owning a business, family, relationships, the ambitious individual. You're always programming yourself. But the question you ask is, are you the one holding the pen? This is how it works. Your thought focus always generates meaning. Meaning generates feelings or emotions. Emotion is what thrills, what decisions you make, and then the actions you take. The actions you take reinforces your identity. Your identity filters to your destiny. This is not something just to charge you up. It is the neurological loop, and you are the programmer. If this resonated with you and you connected with something here, I'm going to leave you with something very tangible here. And it's the Reality Recode process I put together. And I set it up in such a way that you can follow it step by step. A PDF guide that walks you through each of these 5 steps with journal prompts, identity upgrades, and your own personal recode plan. The link is in the description below, so go grab it now. And whilst you're still there, make sure you subscribe if you've not subscribed, if you want to receive Identity First Performance content each week. And then drop in the comments, which of these 5 steps is your biggest growth edge right now? Which one do you feel gives you the greatest boost? And I will see you in the next video. It's your man Yinka again. Remember, identity first. Master your mind. Redefine your life.